Back to another Slay the Spire stream. I'm your host, Vegetable Bread. Today we're going to be continuing the class combination project, and starting out with red-green Defect. I know what you're thinking, red and green and Defect? How could that possibly be a winning combination? And the answer is I do not know. We could always just play Defect and have 1/3 of the regular cards and no Niao bonus. That doesn't seem like a winning strategy. We need to do something broken. We could like get a +10 Searing Blow and then like do Headbutt and like Reboot and Hologram or recur it a bunch. I guess we just have to see what we're offered. This pathing looks kind of hard. I think maybe we go up this middle path, 2 question marks, 3 fights, and then fire. And then a couple more question marks before the first elite. Probably one of these is a fight. And then maybe we take a couple more fires. If we feel super strong after this elite, we can go get a second one. Act 1 question marks are actually pretty good for getting relics. There's quite a few of them, like Scrap Ooze, Randweed. What I'm saying is it's very possible we can power up enough to actually win by hitting all these question marks. Flying Me is a really good floor 1 pick. It's one of the best silent floor 1 damage commons. Scrape is an interesting card. We could do Scrape and Rage. Try and just fill our deck full of 0-cost stuff. I think if you're going to pick Scrape, picking it on floor 0 is a pretty great time to pick it. Also, we are at an actual Defect, we're not just playing blue, so we have Zap and Dual Cast that we can reduce to 0 cost. Additionally, we have Ironclads, so we could theoretically play Armaments to upgrade both of those during a fight. We don't necessarily have to do it at a campfire. Scrape also helps you draw past curses and stuff. But Flying Me helps you play Echo Form. And playing Echo Form is one of the ways that this style deck wins. Playing Echo Form, playing Demon Form. Wraith Form less so. Wraith Form requires a little bit more control than you usually have with Flying Me. It's a 3 damage upgrade versus a 2 damage upgrade, but it gets an extra card. I think I'll go with Scrape and try to build around that. We might be able to do some cool stuff. Plus, Silent has a bunch of 0-cost cards. They've got Deflect and I forget what the attack one is. There's an attack and a block in Silent, cost 0. Plus, obviously, Claws. This is guaranteed to draw nothing and cause a shuffle. So let's Zap first. See if we can get double Zap this turn. No. Okay. And we should be able to get lethal next turn. Yeah. Wildlight Plan's pretty interesting. We could try and Sever Soul and Scrape to do some combo-y stuff. Sever Soul also just like hits really hard, so it's a good card to pick before your Act 1 elites. I'll stick Sever Soul. Yeah, we're definitely trying to power up these question marks before we go to a fire, so that's what this looks like. Also, we have a couple of really good upgrades. Scrape, Sever Soul, both have good upgrades. 6 extra damage on Sever Soul, extra card on Scrape. Zap and Dual Cast makes Scrape better. Also, just defends and strikes are fine. Okay, fine. Pretty clearly, we want to buy 3 potions here. We have 2 open slots, although our next fight is fairly likely to give us a potion, since we've had 2 fights with no potion. So we're up to like 30% or something. But we're not planning on going to a shop anytime soon, so let's spend that money. We've got fruit juice too, so we can just drink that, take potions. Great. If this fight goes really well, we can potentially go to the elite next floor instead of the fire. It seems like we're taking at least 4 though, so not super realistic. Scrape does 1 more damage than Strike. Does that 1 damage matter? It's hard to say. So assuming we Scrape and Sever Soul at least once, then we're going to be doing 23 damage. We're going to do 22 damage with everything else. We have an upgraded Strike, we're probably playing that too. So we need to do 13 damage. 13 is pretty much the same thing as 14. Plus we could lose our first time through the shuffle with Sever Soul. So let's get that. Maybe that was supposed to be the energy potion. Doesn't look like we needed to win the fight though. Darn. He did give us a potion. Bouncing Flask does some great damage. Our boss is Guardian, so it's good against him. It's a bit of a, these are all a bit of a wacky choice with Scrape and Sever Soul. It's kind of all over the map, but we should probably pick at least one of them. Should probably pick the damage one. We also have an energy potion, which I think we're keeping. We don't have too much orb stuff, so the orb of a potion of capacity is not super useful. Do we fight this elite? If we fight this elite and come out really strong, maybe we can fight the second elite. Pretty unlikely. I guess I'd rather get, if I'm going to just fight 1 elite this act, I'd rather it be this one and then get 3 fires than have it be this one and just get 2 fires. I think I rest at the first fire though. These question marks could hurt me. Speaking of question marks that hurt, we're probably using a potion here. We can use both potions and then play all these attacks. That would be 24 plus 10 is 34 plus 14 is 48. It's lethal. So it's lethal with both potions. It's not lethal with just 1 potion. It saves me 11 health for 2 potions. There's no way Scrape isn't out. Wait, is it lethal with just Vulnerable Potion? I didn't count this 3. So with just Vulnerable Potion, my max damage is Sever Soul Scrape, which is 24 plus 10. Or wait, no, it's Sever Soul plus Strike, so it's 24 plus 13. 24 plus 13 is 37. So it goes up to 40, so it's not lethal. Yep, I'll trade him. Alright, so we got a potion back. That's nice. Footwork is pretty good. If we're trying to footwork and get like deflects and stuff, that seems like a plan. Finisher also seems like a plan for playing lots of zero cost attacks. I think footwork is what I prefer. Is it? Yeah, we have an expensive attack and a big damaging skill, so we're not really in the finisher ballpark. Footwork is such a good card. I'll grab it. Alright, it's another fight. These louses are not messing around. It's possible Bouncing Flask plus Explosive Potion kills one. In fact, it's almost guaranteed. The only miss is 2 hits on this guy, 1 hit on this guy. So let's see where this goes. Just that guy, huh? We can dual cast too. If it hits this guy and that guy, we can kill them all with Explosive Potion. Or we just block for 8 and take 7 with the Explosive Potion. Dual cast can miss completely by hitting him twice. Okay, so it's 2 out of 6 to hit one of these two, and then 1 out of 2 to hit the other one. So it ends up being 1 out of 6. Or wait, no, it's 2 out of 6 to hit one of the two, and then 1 out of 3 to hit the other one. So it's 2 out of 18. So 1/9. To do exactly what I want. If it hits either of them, it is blocking. And it's pretty likely that it hits one of them, because the only way it doesn't hit either of them is also a 1 in 9. If it hits him twice. If we lose that 1 in 9, we don't lose the game, and in fact we save the Explosive Potion. So I think we'll go for it. Alright, that's fine. Blocked for 7. We're getting so many potions. Ooh, man. Noxious Fumes versus Uppercut here. It's tough. Noxious Fumes makes Bouncing Flask better. Uppercut would be our first source of both the vulnerable and weak. Uppercut's normally so good, but we already have a Sever Soul for our like big attack and a Bouncing Flask, so we're kind of tight on mana. Plus, it really wants an upgrade. We have a couple other cards that want an upgrade: Bouncing Flask, Scrape, Footwork, Zap Dual Cast. So I think we're passing on Uppercut for Noxious Fumes this time. Although Noxious Fumes also is pretty hungry for an upgrade. Noxious Fumes is a little bit slow to be fighting elites with, unless it's Lagavulin. I think I can live with that, especially against Guardian. Shuriken. Okay, so we're being pushed hard into the Scrape Claw plan by Shuriken. We'll see if we can get some more cards to support that. Alright, I think this is elite. Ouch. No Bouncing Flask or Noxious Fumes on turn 1 is super bad. It is nice to get in a Zap. We probably do want to Scrape, because we want to get back to these attacks quickly. Because we're never going to be able to play Bouncing Flask this fight. Probably don't have time for the powers either. Maybe I was supposed to play 3 attacks this turn. Yeah, I think I like playing 3 attacks better than I like playing Zap here. I forgot about the Shuriken. So Zap does 3 damage a turn. 1 strength does 3 damage a turn only if I play 3 attacks. Maybe it is better. We don't have any vulnerable or anything to multiply the strength. But the strike actually does 6 damage now too, so it starts out a turn ahead of Zap. And I do want to be applying 3 attacks a turn, or like at least 2. So it starts out 6 versus 3, and then Zap gets 3 damage a turn, and Shuriken probably gets 2 damage a turn on average. So 6 versus 3 turns into 7 versus 6. I guess the Zap is better. We started the fight for no reason. I think we Bouncing Flask here anyway. It's so much damage, and it's the only way to efficiently spend energy. We have a lot of health to play around with too. Okay, I think it's Sever Soul Strike here. Okay. Vision. We get 1/3 as many orb cards, so we don't have any orbs so far. So Vision seems a little bit aggressive. Auto Shields is great. Helps defend you while you're doing Shiv stuff, I guess. Okay. And I think we are going to go the double campfire route. I don't think we're strong enough to fight another elite. We're at 14 health, so. Yeah, we can spend a couple HP here. Do we go to 17 or 18? Yeah, we got 18 because we got a campfire next. Yeah, okay, Pantograph is great. So we get paid back basically all the health we just spent. Let's see, we spent up to 7, so we paid 5, 6, 7. So we paid 18 health and we get 25 back. Yeah, clearly great. Okay, so we have to think about us having 25 more health. So we're really going into Guardian currently at 43 health, which I think is probably fine. So maybe we can take 2 upgrades. That's assuming we don't want to take this hallway fight, which maybe we do. So maybe we like rest, take the hallway fight, and then take an upgrade. Because we could die to a hallway fight at 18. But the card reward seems pretty valuable. Late in Act 1, especially after already seeing Scrap Ooze, the value of question marks is quite a bit lower. We saw a lot of the good ones, so the late question marks are just going to be like a fight or a shop that I don't want, or it could be like the Golden Head, which is it's probably late for. I don't know, maybe we're fine with Golden Head here. Yeah, maybe we do take the question mark and look for Golden Head. Alright, I think I'll take an upgrade here and then go through the question mark. Try and survive. If we can get Noxious Fumes and Footwork upgraded, that's great. Yeah, we need the health for the boss, so I'll leave the build. We need it right now. Yeah, it's a bad event, but it's not as likely to kill us as a hallway fight is. Okay. Noxious Fumes turn 1 is great. And then I guess I'll scrape and strike. Looks like we're probably taking the damage on turn 2. Maybe if we Distilled Chaos we could get it. Distilled Chaos hits Bouncing Flask 75% of the time. And even if it doesn't, it hits Defend. If it doesn't hit Bouncing Flask, it blocks for 13, which we need. So let's do it either way. Okay. It didn't miss Bouncing Flask, but that's okay. Now we know. I guess it's like Zap, Defend, Strike. Seems like we need to fit in the Defend. The Strike doesn't actually do anything, huh? Oh, I guess it does. It does 3 damage. There's no way we get there, right? If our max damage is Sever Soul Strike for this turn. Does 16, 22, 25. Yeah, we don't get there. Okay. It's not far off, but it's far enough. We could Sever Soul and get rid of these. I'd like to play Bouncing Flask at least once, though. So I guess we're on Bouncing Flask Strike here. So Strike does 6, these do 6. He takes 12 for poison, and then he's armored up next turn. It's kind of unfortunate, but... let's see. I kind of want to get that footwork developed, so I'm going to play Strike over Scrape. Actually, I'm just going to skip. We're not doing any damage either way. He failed to fight footwork. It's the last card back. We get to play the third Zap, so now we can exhaust Zap with Sever Soul. Looks like we're skipping Sever Soul again for footwork, defend. Unless we can... I guess if we dual cast plus Sever Soul, we're doing 16, 32, plus 6, plus 20. 32 plus 20 alone is lethal. So we'd be exhausting 2 defense and a footwork, though, which seems bad. I think I'd rather just block. We do take some damage, I guess. This blocks for 11, this blocks for 8, so we take 1. That seems fine. We also get a better break this turn. We can also get, we can proc Shuriken finally. Defend Bouncing Glass should finish the fight off. We need to do 10 damage, we can do that with just Strike, so let's defend and Strike. Okay, Act 1 done. There's a Meteor Strike. You get Meteor Strike and then Snaggle Eye. So I have access to Corruption, which could get us to Happy Times Shuriken land pretty quickly. Corruption's also just good. With Bouncing Flask, which is a nice expensive skill. We don't have any exhaust synergy, and we're not super likely to find it, given that we are playing 3 classes. So maybe Corruption's slightly worse than normal. Obviously, if we find Dead Branch, that's a whole different story, but... we do have Sever Soul, so we already have some exhaust synergy. And picking Corruption here just gives us more. Unfortunately, Sever Soul and Corruption kind of do the same thing. They both exhaust primarily skills. Sever Soul also hits statuses and curses and stuff, but powers. Can we ever play Meteor Strike? Not currently. We could pick an aspirational Meteor Strike. I'm not sure if we can afford that. They're both kind of aspirational, right? So I think we're taking an aspirational pick here. Brutality's out. It's just not good enough. Is that true? Maybe Brutality is the pick. It costs 0. We can draw it with Scrape. Helps us draw more stuff for Shuriken. It's really bad if we pick Snecko Eye in 30 seconds. So we have to take an aspirational kind of curse pick, because these are both way too good to ignore. We can't just skip here. me go to the bathroom. I'll be back in a second. I need to think about this. I think it's Meteor Strike. I think we can make it happen. Whereas Corruption is a little bit, I don't know. I guess I'm just a little bit less sure that it's going to work. Like outside of Dead Branch, Corruption working looks like we pick a Feel No Pain or a Dark Embrace or something. And like, that's just a lot of Ironclad cards. Whereas Meteor Strike is like, we get an Energy Relic or Snecko Eye, which are both really good right now. And then all three classes have energy manipulation stuff. So Ironclad has that card that exhausts and gives you energy. Silent has the common attack that gives you energy next turn, as well as retain stuff, or well-laid plans so that we could keep the Meteor Strike until the appropriate moment. And Defect obviously has tons of energy manipulation. So I think it's Meteor Strike. Insert is really slow and we don't have any orb stuff. Sacred Bark is great. We don't currently have any decent potions, but obviously none of these are energy relics, which is very disappointing because we just picked a Meteor Strike. We could pick Tiny House or Sacred Bark, I think. We have some really good upgrades to hit. Scrape, Dual Cast Zap are the top tier. Bounce Like Flask, Meteor Strike. I think Auto Shields gets a big upgrade. Yeah, 4 block. Sort of the second tier. We have room for the potion. Yeah, I think we have to pick Sacred Bark. Sacred Bark's really good. Okay. Pretty scary set of paths here. There's no way to get to a fire with anything less than 3 fights. That's this fire. And then we're forced into an elite no matter what path we take. If we try to take this fire elite fire, we're forced into a second elite too. But I think that's what we have to do. Take these 2 question marks, maybe turn into a vampire, ghost, ancient writing. Or get attacked by bandits. Mass bandits. You never know. Okay, it's the only playable thing this turn. Sever Soul Strike is a thing. We can't really block right now. We could Footwork Sever Soul to set up for defending next turn. We only have one defend in the deck though, so I think I'd rather just get the damage. We drew them all on turn 1. Yeah, let's get rid of all of these. Let's just scrape through them. We also get a strike proc here. And lose a ton of health. We probably have lethal here. 14 plus 8 is 22. 22 plus 7. We do not have lethal. Okay, well let's do the next damage we can with 2 energy and then defend, I suppose. Try to get lethal next turn. And we got absolutely fragged by Chosen there. There's a Feel No Pain that would have gone with the corruption that we didn't pick. Flex cost 0, so we can get it with Scrape. Rid of Holes scales pretty well with Strength, so we could Shuriken it. I think we skipped them. Maybe Feel No Pain is worth a pick, because we do have the Sever Soul. It's really tricky to get Feel No Pain going. One of the cards that lets us play Meteor Strike is I think it's called Turbo, which is Defect card that gives you energy. And if we play that, then we get Voids and Voids Exhaust. So they combo with Feel No Pain a little bit. Yeah, I'm pretty skeptical about that synergy package. Let's just skip here. Oof. Pretty sure we die to this fight if we fight it. So I think we're just going to pay him. We're paying him a lot, though. Yeah. We try to get Jaxed. We have Scrape. We could transform 2 strikes. Try and look for a way to win the game. Strength scaling is pretty good with the deck. We have Shuriken. So maybe we don't need more strength scaling. Yeah, let's just transform 2 cards. See if we can get something better. Neither of those block. Boot Sequence is pretty helpful. I don't know about Malaise. I think the deck just got worse. Alright, we're clearly boot sequencing this turn. We could Speed Pot too. If we speed pot, we can boot sequence to basically block out. And then Bouncing Flask and Malaise for 1, or Strike Plus. Let's Bouncing Flask first and see what hits. Okay. I think we need to execute one of them so that the damage stops. Alright, 16 plus 5 is 21 plus 6. It gives us a 50% chance of killing him. And that is our only way to survive. Because we block for... I guess that puts us at 23, so we'd survive at 1. If we survive at 1 and they both run next turn, we've lost 0 gold, because we came into the fight with 0 gold. We got mugged twice, basically. If they don't both run, though, are we able to block for like 15 next turn? Yeah, probably. We're probably not able to block for 30 if they both choose to attack again. I'm just not sure what the upside of taking the 50% chance of dying is. We're not killing Mugger. Okay. I guess we end up with higher health. Yeah, we would have died. Alright, only 1 attack. We can trust dual cast to save us, but we can just like footwork auto shields and get out. Okay, we're live. There's an outmaneuver. Yeah, we have to take that, right? The meteor strike in the deck. Alright, we have to somehow survive this fight at 1 health. And it's Snake Plant. Wait, I have so many orb slots. I have so much to live for. Okay. Yeah, no, it actually, the game gets harder and harder the more colors you add, it turns out. Because the density of the cards you want to do any particular thing gets lower and lower, so you just end up as kind of a bland, asynergistic deck. Like, look at what we ended up with here, right? Like, we picked Scrape, and we couldn't find any zero-cost stuff because we're not playing Defect. So then we were like, and we picked Sever Soul, and we couldn't find any Exhaust synergy stuff because we're not playing Ironclad. Picked Meteor Strike, couldn't find any energy because we're not playing Defect. You know, we don't have enough block to support this plan. Yeah, it's kind of a nightmare. Also, it's just really, really hard to win on Ascension 20 with no Niao bonus.